All right, so let's talk about a team that comes off a massive comeback win, the Los Angeles Rams, and trending to the playoffs and figuring out one of the schemes that they're going to on a consistent basis. Now, this is a scheme that we call the keeper concept. So many people at home know it as the bootleg, where the quarterback fakes run one way and he's going to find a different receiver in the different parts of the field another way. So I want to show you guys at home a couple things. Number one, we're going to show you 4 different clips, and we're really going to show you we're trying to, as an offense, attack 4 different parts of the field. I'm going to put one part as number 1, deep. But it's really going to be also number 1, number 2, and number 3 when it comes to different ways we want to attack these specific parts of the field. Now, that number 1 we're going to get to on the last clip. So, again, the keeper concept is when Matthew Stafford and a quarterback fakes run one way and then comes across the line of scrimmage or opposite the line of scrimmage another way. As he fakes this way, a couple of things are paramount. Naked means there is no blocker on the backside, meaning as a quarterback and I bootleg out here, there is no one protecting the line of scrimmage to give me that edge. The Rams, when they call keeper, there's always going to be somebody. This time it's Cooper Kupp running what we would call a down flat. His rule is he wants to slam the line of scrimmage, and as he does that, to secure it, and then what we call a down flat late. Now, quarterback's coming out, he's really reading this. Puka Nacua is number 1. That flat route here is going to be the number 1 person we want to get the ball to. Number 2 is going to be that crosser, and then number 3 is going to be that late down flat for that quarterback.
The coaching point of the down flat is this is obviously a staple in the Shanahan run system offense. So you have to, a naked, no protection. You have to sell that we are running the football. So the down flat acts 2 ways. To make sure you're selling to this entire defense that you are running to that lane. Next point is there isn't like a route where you get to a certain point and you come out of it. It's a feel thing. Down flat, down flat, down flat.
Who's the feel off of?
The defensive end and the linebacker flow. The moment I feel the defense start to flow towards the naked, then I settle and I find the hole. I don't run out of it. I settle in a hole because I know I'm an outlet for that quarterback if they take away number 1 and take away the over number 2.
So the feel right there is paramount for their wide receiver on that down flat.
Absolutely. And the challenge defensively is you just called this boot. So on defense, we would go over this and we'd have boot rules. The challenges in every coverage is different. This right here is cover 2. So as soon as we see boot, for Witherspoon, your responsibility is the flat. So for Puka Nacua coming out here, he's committing there. For the safety, you now man up the number 1 guy, and he's yours. For these linebackers, one of them have to what we would call robot and turn and find the over route. The other one is the garbage player for Cooper Kupp. The challenge is when all of this happens, you started off with you have to sell the run. Those guys are committed, and now when we go, who's the guy going on the over route? Who's the garbage player? And that's where the confusion comes.
All right, so there's one clip of him hitting that down flat. Now we're going to get into a relatively similar formation. We have that bunch up top. Here comes that motion. Again, this is the same action. We're calling this keeper. There's that ball fake. We're securing the edge with the tight end here. Remember, this is going to be our number 1 option as a quarterback. We want to dump the ball down right there. It's not open. Okay, here comes number 2 on that over route. Now, is this a similar coverage, J-Mac, because they're matching it a little bit differently?
Now they're playing cover 6. So they're playing cover 2 on this bottom side, corner and safety, and they're playing quarters or cover 4 on top. So Rick Woolen is running with Puka Nacua. He's now his. The linebacker is still roboting, trying to get to the over route. He can't do it.
Because that run fake?
The run fake. And now when I'm turning to get there, it's too fast. And now this is my short quarters player. He now has the flat, and he takes Cooper Kupp right there. They have that part covered. The safety is trying to help on the over route, but he's way too far and out of the picture. So in this coverage, it's a challenge to defend.
So quarterback play 1 hits that down flat leg. Quarterback play number 2 hits that deep over route. Let's go to the 3rd clip. Remember, down flat, deep over, but we still want to attack those 4 different parts of the field. Now we're going to get it a little bit differently. Here comes this pre-snap motion. Remember the 4 parts of the field. We were going to go number 1 down the field, and then we were going to go number 1 shallow. We were going to go number 1 there, number 2 there, 3 and 4. We're trying to attack those 4 parts of the field. This time, they almost flush it real quickly with Puka Nacua being that person that outflanks everything. You still protect it with that tight end, but that ball gets out to the flat right now, and that defense sifts in because of that run. Do you see that backside? Watch this defense right here. See how they sift in? We've now out-leveraged it, and that's an easy flat route.
There's a corner blitz. Both corners are coming now, and the late motion kind of throws them off, and you don't have time to recover.
All right, so now 2 by 2, we've seen the down flat, we've seen the over, we've seen the flat right away. Now this is going to be the one that ends the game. Remember when I first started this, I said, hey, this part of the field is the number 1, but it's the only number 1 twice a year, where we see pre-snap, we might have a chance to take a shot. As a quarterback, you sit back, there's no one back here at the middle of the field. Nobody. So that number one, when it comes to Robinson running this vertical route, becomes a very much so viable option. Now, this is why keepers matter so much, because Stafford comes out and makes a beautiful throw to Robinson. When you get the keeper game, and we've talked about this, Hawk, you did a great job. This is phenomenal by Kupp because that's what gives Stafford this edge to get out onto the perimeter. It secures it. The thing that stands out to me, there's no one here making this a more difficult throw.
But again,
it's the same four-pass concept routes-wise.
Same one. And the thing that they've done beautifully on this play is if you pause it right when it starts, when they take their angles, everything looks like run. So right here, his job always is to dig out the safety. So his eyes go here. His eyes go to the backfield because of the angle he takes, which creates the surface that gives the alert to Matt Stafford to see him immediately that there's nobody over top.
I want everyone to hear that again. So you're telling me because of the angle that Robinson takes, that this corner has his eyes and that safety has their eye in the backfield because it looks like he's cutting them off in the run game?
And not only that, situationally. So now we're in overtime. You've already hit a big play on the other side of the field. You hit a boot play. So now you're in field goal range. Seattle's already possessed the ball. So for these guys on defense, there's nobody in the middle of the field because we can't give up an inch and give up a field goal, and now we lose the game. So to your point, for Rick Woolen, when he feels Robinson coming down on the crack block, he's like, I have to replace right now because we can't give up anything. And that allows situationally him to get beat with his eyes, and now he's trying to chase this play
Think about that. It's the same play out of 4 different formations. 4 different people had the ball thrown to them. Now, we talked about it.
That thing is blurry. Look at this. That's 4K right there.
So